Let's jump into the waiver wire. Games next week for we have Houston, Oklahoma City, and Washington have 2 games. Tons of teams have 4 games. There's almost an even split between the 3 and 4 game teams. NBA schedule is just busy lately. Although there are some weird kind of quirks. If you're in a daily lineup league, there's some weird quirks in the schedule next week. I think it's like there's like 3 games on Monday. Wayland and I were trying to figure out like what's going on Monday for there to be so few games. Like normally the NBA tries to dodge stuff with the schedule. Anyway, make sure to check if you're in a daily lineup league that because it's bizarre next week. So my available in 50% of leagues player who I'm suggesting this week, Ayo Dosunmu. 40% rostered on Yahoo, 6% on ESPN. Shannon, you mentioned that he has been erupting over the past 3 games, absolutely on fire. If you play DFS, you know that's the case. Past 3 games, 18 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, 2 steals. That looks great. I will caution, this is something you always have to look at. 77% shooting from the field, 70% shooting from 3, 50% shooting from the free throw line. So, very bizarre. I don't know exactly what to make of it, but I am encouraged by the assists, rebounds, and steals. So even if you assume he's going to average 9 points a game, 9, 8, and 6 with, let's call it a steal and a half are good numbers. And that's worth exploring in a 12 or 14 team league.
Yeah, absolutely. The offense, the scoring is certainly something to be skeptical of. But I like you. I mean, I love the other production. The assists are, yeah, honestly unexpected that he has those types of levels of assists. I've been lucky enough to roster him and DFS for the past couple games for the Bulls, and it's paid dividends. But I do think he's a streaming option. I expect those numbers to go down in the next week. But as long as Levine's out, which it's looking like at least Wednesday, right? Then give me some Ayo.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the Bulls offense is so well run that, I don't think it's crazy for him to continue having good assist numbers. Although, like you mentioned, maybe that number is not high. Bulls do have 4 games next week, if I'm looking at this correctly, which I think I am. So, another reason to potentially add him, even if a stats decrease is probably upcoming. Shannon, who is your first suggestion?
I'm going. This is a familiar name for most of our audience. Monte Morris, Denver Nuggets point guard. He's 45% rostered on Yahoo and about 15% on ESPN. Morris has been solid. He missed some time earlier this month, but he's returned and over the past 3 games, really having one of the better stretches of the season. In 32 minutes per game, averaging 14 points, uh, 5 rebounds, 1 3-pointer, 4 assists, and 1.7 steals. The everything's it's all realistic. He's shooting 44% from the floor. There's no fluke going on here. I just like the fact that Morris is getting the minutes right now. Denver's a little bit beat up in their backcourt, and as long as Morris is seeing 28 to 32 minutes per game, he's going to hold value in most 12 and 14 team leagues. 10 team leagues, he's more of a borderline guy. I think he's worth picking up now at the very least streaming as an option. Until the production we've seen in the past week drops off a little bit.
I like the suggestion. Morris is he's in that group of guys who are just like 14 team league bench stashes. I can play him on a 4-game week. Nuggets are in a 4-game week this week, so that suggestion definitely holds up. And with a pretty soft schedule, they're at Detroit on Tuesday, at Brooklyn on Wednesday, and Brooklyn's defense is awful. Against the Pelicans on Friday, and then they play Milwaukee on Sunday. But those first 3 stretch of games should help make up for it. So Morris should have another good week. Could even have a better week than his past 3 games. My long shot for this week, I mentioned him earlier, Goga Bitadze. Turner's out for a few weeks. Sabonis, not really clear when he'll come back, so it's a bit of a risk, but played well in his start yesterday against Golden State. although gave up like 13 and 15 to Kevon Looney. Bitadze put up 13, 9, and 5. That's 5 assists with 1 block. His career per 36 numbers are 14 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3.2 blocks. So if you're adding Bitadze, you figure worst case scenario, I get some good rebounding, I get some good blocks. Anything else, maybe a little bit of a bonus. But with them so short-handed in the front court, I think it's a legit ad. And again, Pacers on a 4-game week with a pretty soft schedule: Pelicans, Hornets, Thunder, Mavericks. So I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, he's fantastic pickup. I will have bids in for him in every single one of my leagues. I don't think there's a single league where I won't. I do, because there's certainly a chance that the Sabonis injury isn't just 3 to 4 games 1 week. It could end up being multiple weeks. It remains to be seen. My low owned target of the week is Terence Davis, coming off 2 monster games. He's been starting in place of Halliburton, who is out and in COVID protocols. In those 2 starts, Davis is averaging 26 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2.5 steals, shooting 46% from the floor while chucking up 19 shot attempts, hitting 4.5 3-pointers on 11.5 attempts. Just getting a ridiculous volume for a guy who, only saw a handful of minutes in a couple of games after returning back from injury himself. I I love Davis when he's getting playing time. It could only be for one more game. I think we technically have Halliburton labeled as a game time decision for tomorrow's game. So we'll have to see what his status is for the weekend. But as long as Davis or Halliburton's out, I think Davis should be in a lineup. So if you're in a daily league, you're able to scoop up Davis and plug him into your lineup for tomorrow. Do it. He's just he's been ridiculous, and there's a chance too the Kings try to showcase him a little bit more, because my guess is he would be one of the guys who they're open to moving if they can pick up some long-term assets at the deadline.
So in lieu of Ken's old man rant, I do actually have a young man rant that I wanted to talk about, and I forgot that Ken wouldn't be here today. So I'm gonna go on a quick little spiel to wrap this
Yes.
podcast up. As some of you know that listen to this podcast semi-religiously, I am collecting NBA cards. I collect rookie cards, jerseys, autographs, whatever. Recently, I've been searching on eBay, as one does, for just jersey and autograph cards, specifically Giannis. And I keep getting notifications to my email about digital jersey cards, and I'm losing my mind. Um, how, that's not possible. I'm sorry. It doesn't. First of all, I don't get the NFT thing to begin with, so we can throw that out the window. We're not even talking about NFTs. That's it. I don't even know if this is an NFT. It probably is. The point of the jersey card is that the player wore the jersey, and you now have it in your hands. It's in your house. What do you? You're just scanning. You literally just took a picture of a jersey that someone wore, and now you're selling it to me. That's insane.
It's Alex, you're too young to have these kind of opinions. You're supposed to be the young hip one amongst this group, and it's pretty evident that you're not a gamer.
I
Because if
am a
you're
gamer.
well, then you would know that things like that can hold value. It's
Sure.
like I get very excited when I get whatever kind of rare skin on whatever game that I'm playing. That's exciting stuff, and I do feel that same sense of pride that I would get from having the actual physical basketball card or whatever it may be. Just
But
you got to be
that's
cooler,
like
man.
that's like saying if you play NBA 2K. Yeah,
Yes,
we'll use this as an example. You play NBA 2K and
exactly.
they try to sell you a game-worn Giannis jersey in 2K for your player for
Yeah.
like $50. They're
Yep.
like, well, Giannis wore this jersey. It's like, did he? What are you talking about? It's like a game. He didn't wear this.
Yeah, the virtual Giannis did. It's whatever you want your
Oh,
reality
man.
to be, man.